Great evening, everyone, and welcome back to National Entrepreneur Month Show, where I am your host, Jasmine D. Millhouse, and I am the CEO and founder of Purpose to Fly. What the fly stands for First Love You. And you know what today is. It is another episode of the National Entrepreneur Month Show where I interview another entrepreneur about their journey to how they got to where they are right now. And let me plug in a little bit. I love all the interviews so far, but tonight this one is gonna be a little bit different. This one hit a little close to home. All right. So I am interviewing a very dear friend who I consider to be a big sister to me. I've known her for 6 years and counting. Okay. She has been a major mentor for my confidence level, one, my style and growth too, and just being able to understand the power that I possess within myself through the vision of God. It's someone that I consider a confidant that I can go to, that I can get feedback on any situation, and she can give me an unmasked, unbiased, unfiltered opinion and be truthful and be honest. And if you can't have sisters and friends and brothers like that, then I don't even want to be a part of it. All right. So, who I'm interviewing tonight, and as you're tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you tag someone in the comments to get them on this live for tonight. All right. So, it is my honor to present to you Mrs. Tanika Matthaus. Okay. I've known her again for 6 years. She is my big sister. She is the CEO and founder of BeYOUtiful Bling, where she gives the idea to be able to be bold, be confident, and be your own kind of beautiful. And she has a page right here on Facebook where she sells custom jewelry. Just plug real quick. So all the jewelry that you've been seeing me wearing this month has been from BeYOUtiful Bling. So if you want to know where it is, this is a lady that has been giving me all my jewelry. All right. So without further ado, and enough talking from me, it is time for you to hear from the very own Mrs. Tanika Mattox. Hi, sister.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing good. I am doing good. Ready to get this interview on the way. Okay. So, starting out of the gate, my first question for you is, how do you define who Tanika Mattox is?
Ooh, how do I define who Tanika Matthaus is?
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, she's just a southern girl from Decatur, Georgia. Let's start there, okay? Straight from the deck, as they would say. Um, she has a little bit of a shy side and definitely has some, I don't want to say hood.
If that's what
We'll
it's
say
called.
boldness to her when
Okay.
needed to be.
There you go.
I am definitely family oriented, and I cannot not say, because this is a very important part of me, but I am a Christ driven, God fearing woman. I love God like none other. I'll say that. And I love the fact that He chose me as one of His. So that is who Tanika Mattox is.
So tell me a little about the journey that you had before becoming an entrepreneur. What was that journey like for you?
Well, for me, to be honest, I had no plans of being an entrepreneur. Let me just say that. It was not on my radar. It was not on my agenda. I just was a person who loved jewelry. I simply loved jewelry. And I remember like it was yesterday, before I started my company or started with paparazzi, I just simply asked a friend for some jewelry for my wedding. So I started wearing paparazzi in 2018. Let me say that. And I love the piece so much that I also bought some for my wedding party. And from there, I was hooked. I was addicted to the paparazzi jewelry. And I realized that I was buying so much of it. One day somebody said something to me about, oh, I like your jewelry. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. And then again, somebody else said something. So the journey was just, it was over a course of years. I didn't know that I was being prepared for this particular path. And then she was actually talking to me about joining her team, but I was like, girl, stop. That's not my thing. I don't like talking to people. I am an introvert. You put me behind the scenes, I can help you out. But if you put me in front, that's just not my thing. I like to be behind the scenes. I'm not a talker. Let me just say that. And she kept pressuring me. And then in end of July, beginning of August, they had a conference in Vegas. And I signed up for paparazzi then because you had to be a consultant in order to go to Vegas. So to me, this was going to be a girls trip, and I can do what I love, shop. But when I got there, the experience, the sisterhood, and the Christ-filled atmosphere, did not realize that this was a Christian-based company. The Christ-filled atmosphere and the way that they encouraged everyone, it did something to me. And I said, wow, I think I can do this. I really think that this is something that I want to do. And so just like that, I began to make plans. I set myself a lunch date, and I've just been going ever since.
And looking, over your journey from the beginning to where you are right now, what is a part of your life, either in your entrepreneurship journey or before, that stands out to you the most that you would change, and why?
Actually, I wouldn't change anything, because every journey, every up, every down, every heartache, every happy moment, all of it made me who I am today. It made me the person. It gave me the strength that I needed to do what I need to do as the CEO of BeYOUtiful Bling. So I wouldn't change it. I love who I am. There were the down moments. I can't say, if I was to say, no, I can't even say that, because there was a point in my life where I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't. And if I didn't have that lack of confidence, I wouldn't have the confidence that I possess now. My journey is meant, I truly believe that my journey is meant to help someone else. So I wouldn't take anything back at all.
So basically, you wouldn't take nothing for your journey.
I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Not one thing. Not
plug
one,
that. Plug nothing at all. And
yes,
in looking, over that journey, and that kind of goes into the topic that we have for tonight, is how to take a chance on you and being your own kind of beautiful. What does that resonate with you? Like, being going from one moment of not having confidence to where you are right now. Like, what was your mindset during that transition?
Whew, what was my mindset? I'll say this. My mindset, like I said in the beginning, was just about jewelry. That was it. Me and my passion, loving to buy jewelry. But when I went on my first live, I began to talk a little, not meaning to. Some would say minister, but I'm not a minister, so I can't say that. But I just began to talk a little. And something just bubbled up in me. And I began to talk about how each woman has her own beauty mark. We all need to find what that beauty mark is within us. We all have one. And when you find out what your specific beauty mark is, ain't no stopping you. And so as I was speaking on that, that thing kind of sat in me. Again, I went on to sell jewelry, but then I found myself encouraging others unintentionally. That was not my intention. And so now every time I go live, it's important to me that I bless whomever is watching with what I call now a bling nugget. Every night when I end my live, it is my bling nugget. It is something inspirational to encourage each and every male, female, old and young to believe in themselves. You know, I can't even express how important that is to me. And I didn't even know that that was within me and that was something that I had a passion for. Never knew it. But, you know, God has a way. That's all I can say is God has a way of showing you who you are supposed to be at your appointed time.
Now don't get happy on here now, look, because if you see a teardrop, just keep talking, okay? and and I can attest to, looking at your journey from when you started like your first live to where you are right now and seeing the confidence level like skyrocket from when you first started. And it goes into say the more you do something, the more you make it a habit, the easier it becomes. Now, does
Yeah.
that take away the nerves that you have before you do it?
No.
No, it does not. Because I speak on stages, I have my own show. I do this here on Facebook. I get nervous as well, but I still know that I have a purpose that I'm called to do. And my voice is meant to be heard. So I still have to do what I have been appointed to do. And for you walking in those moments when you're faced with those challenges that may cause you fear, what is something that you do, or what is your routine that you go to that you use to combat that mindset of fear?
Prayer. And honestly, you saw that firsthand. I
Mm-hmm.
had to take a moment before this live began, and every live that I go on before I sell my jewelry, I have to first pray, because prayer is the way. Prayer is what gives you strength. Prayer is what removes those fears, those nerves. I'm about prayer. After you pray, you ask God for whatever it is you want. That's what I do. I pray. And then I speak into myself. I tell Tanika that she is bold. She is confident. She can do all things through Christ as long as he strengthens me. So I have to move out of my own way and out of my nerves and let God come on in and do his thing. So I would say prayer is that thing that gets me through. And I also say this: I pray, I praise, and I press on. Pray, praise, and press.
Y'all better write that down. I said we got my brother Jalen and Tono here. I'm gonna use that on next week. Prayer, praise, and press. All right, stay in the press. Okay. Now,
Stay in the
and
press.
and going, in praying and praising and pressing on, on the journey, what has been the difference that you've noticed between the Tanika prior to BeYOUtiful Bling versus the Tanika now with BeYOUtiful Bling?
The Tanika prior to Beautiful Bling was fearful. She was fearful and she was a people pleaser. That is
My.
the Tanika before BeYOUtiful Bling. And I just want to just say this. I remember when I first began to get into the church, been over 20 years now. I remember my pastor praying for me every single Sunday that I stopped being a people pleaser.
Mm.
And listen, it didn't happen overnight, y'all. I said it was 20 some years ago. Every Sunday, he prayed for me. He said I was a people pleaser, and he prayed that got out of me. And I had low self-esteem. Let me say that as well. I had low self-esteem. That was the prior Tanika. Okay. But as the years went on, and more so 2020, when COVID happened and we had a fast, and every year I pray and I ask God, I say, God, what is it that you want me to do? What is it that you want from me in this year? And the only thing I heard God say to me was to be bold. That's all I heard. Be bold. Step outside of your comfort zone. That is what I heard. So the previous Tanika, she was fearful, she was weak, and she was low self-esteem. But the person that stands before you today, don't get me wrong, I'm not walking with my chest out or anything, but she is not that person who is full of fear like she once was. She is someone who is willing to step outside of her comfort zone and try something new. And let me tell y'all, I don't like stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I don't like doing things different. But because I did, I now see a difference in myself. I am more bold, I am more confident, and I am owning my own kind of beautiful.
You better plug that line in there real quick. And just looking at all of that, what do you say now? What does fear mean to you and why?
People look at fear as a bad thing, but we can actually look at it as a good thing, because fear, if you conquer it, let me say that fear, if you conquer it, makes you stronger. Fear makes you wiser. Fear opens up your mind to different things. If you conquer it, let me just specifically say that, because if you dwell there and you let it take over you, the outcome won't be what we want it to be. But if you face fear head on, it can actually strengthen you. It can make you a better person, but you got to face it head on. You can't let it consume you. You need to consume it. Don't let it conquer you. You conquer it. Remove that fear and add that faith, and you will be all right.
I thought you finna plug another third. I was finna say we got P to the third power. We need another L. Okay.
No.
Remove that fear. And what you said, insert that faith. And move on forward, right? There you go.
Keep
There you
stepping.
go. And keep on stepping.
Keep
And
on stepping.
being in business, because jewelry is such a wide range of selections for many people. Jewelry can go for men, women, right? And being the CEO and the creator of BeYOUtiful Bling, have you ever encountered a moment to where you did not want to have someone as a client? And what decision that you made in that time and why?
Well, so far I have some great clients. So no, I have never encountered anyone that I did not want as a client. But I have told myself, as a rule of thumb, with this company and with anything, if you see that someone is not interested in your product or they're not interested in you, it's okay. It is okay. That just means that person was not meant for you. It's as simple as that. And no, I don't. I used to have a hard time saying no, but no, I don't have a hard time and saying, thank you for your time. you know, um, but maybe my product is not what is meant for you, and that's okay. That's not a setback. Everybody has their own style. That is the purpose of BeYOUtiful. If my bling is not for you, it's okay. It is okay. So I just encourage anyone, if you feel like your time is being wasted, don't waste your time. Your time is valuable. My time is valuable. Everyone's time is valuable.
And time is something that money can't pay for. Cause once
Time
it's
is something
gone,
money can't pay for.
it's gone. You can't get
It's
that back.
gone.
You can't multiply it, pray for it. That's it. You
That's
know,
right.
you have an allotted time here. And what we often, you know, don't think about, we always think, oh, okay, I got tomorrow, or I got the next hour, or I'll do it later. Later is not going to always be guaranteed to anybody that is
That's right.
breathing, walking, crawling in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter. Time does not is not guaranteed for anyone. And just knowing and understanding that we can't play with our time. We can't
Cannot.
play with what we have been birthed with or given that has been instilled inside of us. Because correct me if I'm wrong, the Bible that I read, it says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. That means he knew exactly what he instilled inside of you to do. The purpose was already laid out. It's up
Yes.
to us to listen to him, for us to hear him and walk in our divine purpose and what
That's
he
right.
told us to do, not what you go decide that you want to do. Right?
That's what it say.
So have you ever had a moment to where you was like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. No, I don't want to do that right now. No, God, I don't, nope, I don't, that ain't for me.
Girl, yeah. You said a moment, girl. I've had several moments. But again, like I said before, that was my making.
Mm,
You need setbacks. You need those hiccups in life. If everything comes easy for you, how you gonna know how you're gonna deal with something when it's hard? So yeah,
true.
I have had those times where I have been, I will say, disobedient, or I didn't listen to what the word of God said. But let me tell you, I am so thankful that we have a God that is forgiving and has grace and has, let me just say that, has grace and mercy towards us. I am so thankful that he can see beyond Tanika being disobedient and say, that's all right. I'm going to show her in her disobedience that she is better than what she is giving out. I'm so glad. I am so glad that he looks beyond my faults and he lets me learn from my hiccups and my downfalls. And I'll even say sometimes I'm stubborn, because we know when we hear him, it's a still voice. He is still, but you hear it because you'll look around. You'll look around, or you'll think that for a minute because you hear him. He's talking to us. But again, I'm just thankful that I serve a God who is willing to forgive me and continue to welcome me back in time after time.
And that goes into my next question.
Okay.
What has what have you learned or gained from your failures in life?
I would say I've gained a lot of wisdom. I've gained a lot of wisdom. Um, I've learned to be stronger when I have felt weak. There are times, or there have been times, and there even currently, even when I go live, or if I go do a pop-up shop, I get that feeling like I'm not good enough, you know.
Mm,
But God, He brings back to me. Them scriptures start rolling. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Don't fear, Tanika. I am with you. Okay, I am with you. Don't worry about it, Tanika. Affirmations are good because it gives us that boost, that we need to pick ourselves up and keep going. Like I said, I have those moments, and I'll talk with my husband about them, and even he is an encourager for me. He helps lift me up when I feel like I can't. But again, God says, if you can't, I can. Just put it in my hands. I got you. And that's what I tell myself. He didn't put me here, and he didn't ask me, or he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me to start BeYOUtiful Bling for nothing. He didn't give me that name for nothing. He didn't give me be bold, be confident, be your own kind of beautiful for nothing. He gave it to me because I needed it. Let me start there. I needed it. And then he gave it to me for others who are going to need it. Be bold, be confident, be your own kind of beautiful. I can't say that enough. Every time I say it, it just lifts me up. It just makes me feel good about myself. Be bold, be confident, be your own kind. Don't be like nobody else. Just be you, because he made you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made in his eyes. And let me tell you, as long as he think I'm it, honey, I am it. Listen, as long as he thinks I am all that, I am all that.
Mm. I'm trying not to cry over here, sis. People don't understand when you walk in and do and follow instructions, when you hear that voice to move, because we sit ourselves and we say, well, I don't want to do this, or no, I ain't got time for that. Well, God, is that really what you want me to do? You are holding someone hostage when you don't move. It is not given for you at that time. He's giving it to you with specific instructions because he has someone that is waiting for you to do what he just told you to do.
I
So
believe that.
don't look at those instructions, from a selfish standpoint. Think about it as, okay, I will do it because I don't know who I may help, who may get blessed by you using me as a vessel to get your word out to someone. And even in my motto is, if when I speak or whatever I do, if it blesses and changes one person, I've done exactly what I've been told to do.
That's right.
You don't have to reach the masses. You ain't got to reach the multitude. You ain't got to feed the 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. That's been done already. That ain't your role. That ain't your testimony, and that ain't your
That's
lane. So
right.
find your lane and ride in that, right? And
That's
when you
right.
don't ride in your lane and you try to jump over here and ride in mine, you can't fit my shoes. Even if I custom fit my shoe for your foot, you'll still never be able to walk a mile in what I got going on.
That's
Because
right.
what I have for me is meant for me. And what is meant for you, same story goes. And my next question for you is, who has been your biggest mentors? I know we talk a lot about, God. So if y'all ain't, if you don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you. This ain't the life for you, but we still welcome you to stay here, okay?
That's
Because you're
right.
gonna hear a lot. Amen. Who are your biggest mentors? You talked about your husband being a big motivator and encourager for you, but who are your other mentors besides, of course, God and Mr. Mattox?
Well, there are two. Um, and the first one, and I don't even think she realized. Matter of fact, I don't think either one of them realize it. But the first one is my team leader, and Karen Davis. She is definitely my first mentor on the business aspect of this situation, because she is the reason why I started BeYOUtiful Bling. She pushed me. She pushed me, y'all, for at least 2 years. She pushed me and she encouraged me. And she still, to this day, she encourages me to keep going. And she gives me the tips that I need, to keep my business moving, ways to switch things up. She always tells me, you have to do it your way, Tanika. You can't be like anybody else. You have to do it Tanika's way. That is the only way you are going to have a successful business. So I would have to say that she is the person who helps me on the business side. Now, on the strength giving spiritual side, that will be my mother-in-law, Supervisor Mattox. She doesn't know it, but I watch her. I learn from her, how to handle certain situations, because believe it or not, being a mother, a wife, a first lady, all that, it's a business too. You got to learn how to manage stuff. You do. But
Mhm.
to me, she exudes strength and power, And so I watch her and I say, I want to be able to do the things do the things the way that she does. I never be able to fit her shoes. They just way too big, y'all. Understand that? They way too big. But she is someone that I look to for encouragement. And then there are times when she's encouraging me and I don't like it, but it's for my good. And then there are
Mhm.
times she's silently encouraging me and she doesn't even know it. She doesn't even know it. So those are the people that I look to as my mentors.
And before I get into this last question, I got two more questions, okay? And then we gonna wrap this whole thing up. Tell us, how do we follow BeYoutiful Bling? Do you have any pages on social media? And also, what do you have coming up for BeYoutiful Bling?
Well, yes, you can follow me on Facebook at Beautiful Bling Bling, y'all. I'm not blinging tonight, but So you can
I
follow me on
am.
Facebook
I am.
at
So,
Beautiful Bling Bling. And I also have a page on Instagram, and that is B_U_Tifo_Bling Bling. Okay. You can follow me on any one of those platforms. What do I have coming up? Well, I do a live every Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. So you can catch me live on Facebook every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. So go ahead and follow, subscribe to that page so you can catch those notifications when I do go live, and you all can look beautiful and feel beautiful. That's another one of my things. When you look beautiful, you feel beautiful. I also am available for pop-up shops. I have one coming up this Sunday. Yes, I have one coming up this Sunday. So that is what I have going on currently.
and I just got another question. So I got two more questions. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
how did you create or come up with the bling nugget? And what does that mean? Like, what is the bling nugget?
Oh, okay. All right, Jazz. So the Bling Nugget, guys, and I swear that name came up while I was just on a Facebook Live one night. But the Bling Nugget came from me just I was just talking. I was just talking and I was just giving my inner thoughts and encouraging my viewers. I believe in encouraging my viewers. And so that's what I was doing. I was just talking about God and how you love yourself and step over your haters if you need to. Every night it's something different. It's whatever God gives me to say to them. And that is what my bling nugget is. My bling nugget is a way of encouraging my viewers every night before they go to bed. I want them to go to bed with a positive mind, a positive thought about themselves, about their life, and about their hopes, goals, and dreams. And those are the things that my Bling Nuggets cover every time I go live. And the Bling Nugget came to me because like I said, I was a person who suffered with low self-esteem. I mean, it was hard. It was real hard. And I never received, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know that I possessed any type of beauty. I just thought I was just this little old girl from Decatur, Georgia. And I never had anyone tell me I was beautiful. I never had anyone tell me I can do it or I can be somebody. I never had that. And so that bling nugget came from that, because I want whoever is trying to be bold, be confident, and be beautiful and be their own kind of beautiful. I want them to know that they can. They can do it. They can be it. They can achieve it. If you dream it, you can do it. You can, if you see it, you can be it. And so that is where my bling nugget came from. I believe in encouraging others. I wish I would have had that. Now, later on in life, I did receive that, encouragement. But, as a young woman in the world, young single woman trying to find herself, young
Mm-hmm.
single parent trying to find herself, you don't know, you find yourself trying to be something that you're not, or you find yourself in situations that you should not be in. But if I had someone who could have told me, girl, you are beautiful. You are beautifully made. You are all that you are meant to be, or you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. Shake that fear. If I had someone who was encouraging me along the way, I believe that I would have been in a different place a lot faster. But that's okay. God's timing is the best time. And let me put that in there. God's timing is the best time. And He knew what I needed, when I needed it, and how I needed it. Got that? He knew what I needed, when I needed it, and how I needed it. So I don't discount it at all. But I'm sorry. But that's where my bling nugget came from. I believe in encouraging others people.
You, oh, you felt that, huh? And speaking of bling nugget, with
Just a
my
little
last
bit.
with my last question, this is how I want us to end tonight's live. For that person that is looking to discover their own inner beauty, or looking to start their journey to finding themselves, are already on that journey, what would be that piece of advice or that bling nugget that you would give to that person tonight?
Listen, just do it. Just do it. I believe it was Steve Harvey who said that if you don't take the leap, if you don't jump off the cliff, how will you know? If we stay right here wondering if and buts, we'll never know what power we possess. We'll never know what power we possess. So just take the leap. We can learn a lot from a baby learning how to walk. Okay? We can learn a lot from them, because if you look at the process, if you look at their process, how they start with the scoot, and how they begin to crawl, and then they begin to take that first step and they fall. They fall down. But they get back up again. They don't give up. And then they take another step or two. And then they fall again. But then they get back up again. There is strength there. We can look at that and we can grab a lot of lessons from that. Never give up. The more you try, the more you put yourself out there, the better, the stronger, the greater you can be. Just do it. Those bumps, those bruises, those scrapes, those setbacks, those heartaches, those closed doors. Let me tell you, those closed doors are meant to be closed, because God got a bigger door for you. Believe me. Open that big, wait on that big door. Wait on it. Take the closed door. Take that closed door as a life lesson. Let it close. It wasn't meant for you anyway. So just do it. Keep pressing, keep praying, keep praising. Just do it. That's all I have for that.
And that's how we gonna end tonight, with that magnificent bling nugget. Before I close out, first, let me say, I want to say thank you publicly for you allowing me to interview you in the journey that you're in right now. In case y'all didn't know, because I'm pretty sure you can't tell, this is the first time she's ever been interviewed, ever. Okay.
Mm.
Ever. And I have been graced with the honor that you allowed me to be your first interview. I am thankful. I am honored, and I am so gracious that you allowed me to speak to you tonight. Um,
I
beautiful.
thank you. I thank you for helping me conquer this fear. So thank you, ma'am.
You are absolutely welcome. And thank you all so much for everyone that tuned in, commented, shared the live. Tag your friends in on this. If you're watching a replay, make sure you hashtag replay to let me know that you're watching this again. All right. Come back tomorrow. If you are in here tonight, watch it again. If you need some encouragement, come back and watch it again. All right. So you all enjoy the rest of your night. I will be back here tomorrow live at 8 p.m. with my another episode of the National Entrepreneur Month Show. This is yours truly, Jasmine D. Millhouse, the CEO of Purpose to Fly, signing off. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.